All right.
All right, so I got that up for me. Give me a second to get some stuff up. We can. Code.
I got his number. If we actually want to just text it to him,
No.
you
Talking
want
about who?
McRae. You just want to quit on that?
Wait, now he's talking to you?
Yeah, I got his stuff now. I can literally text him right now. He literally just emailed me.
Tell him we're having some technical problems. Do you want me to try to bring him in?
If we can try it, I think we should.
Okay. All right.
Make up for the lost time.
I gotta get this Drew Butler ready. Hang on. I'm only gonna give you one commercial that I'm going to Drew Butler.
Please leave a message.
And then I'm going to the highlights.
Welcome in, everyone. Thrift Behringer here. Excited for what should be a fantastic show. It is the High School Scoreboard Show presented by the Beck Center, and we are live here from the Giaa Softball State Championships presented by the Beck Center from South Commons. Thrift Behringer, Richard Holders. We've been here for the state tournament softball for the last couple of days, and now we get a chance to recap what was a fantastic high school football Friday night in the Giaa.
It definitely is. The regular season is coming to an end. We got 2 more weeks, and then we got the first round of the playoffs on October the 31st for all the classifications, and we've had some upsets tonight, and we have had some just great finishes. We've had a fantastic finish, including in the game of the week, and then I cannot wait to find out who the Mallory and Evans team of the week is.
Yeah, we do. Richard, got a lot we're going to be getting into. Our game of the week was big time Deerfield, Windsor, and Valwood. But first, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the Mallory and Evans team of the week. Drew Butler will be coming up right after this break.
The big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers, for the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists, for long distance love, for the farsighted, nearsighted, for introverts and extroverts, for the thinkers and the doers, for old friends. Coca-Cola, for everyone.
GIAA Nation, Drew Butler here, Vice President of Business Development at Mallory and Evans, here to present the Mallory and Evans GIAA Team of the Week. Without any further delay, congratulations to 3A Westfield on your huge victory over 4A Calvary Christian, 24-23. Westfield kicked a field goal with 15 seconds left for the 1-point win. They were down 9 points with 5 minutes to go in the game, winning the game to improve to 6-2 on the season. Incredible victory to the team over at Westfield. Congratulations. You are the Mallory and Evans GIAA Team of the Week. We'll see you next week. It's getting down to it. Playoffs are right around the corner. It's been a lot of fun. Good luck to all the teams competing this weekend.
Great job. Thank you, Drew, as always. Thank you to Mallory and Evans for their support of all these fine athletes. And congratulations to Westfield on your team of the week. They were taking on Calvary last week, and it was an excellent game. Back and forth. Calvary was leading by 9 at one point. They were up by 9 several times, and you see in the pass over the middle there. And nice pass and catch that gets them close to the goal line. And they were able to punch it in first. But again, Calvary was able to respond. And Westfield ended up kicking the game-winning field goal at the end, 24-23. What a performance by the Hornets. And they also got a big win tonight as well. And I think
no question,
they may have been the district champions. And you're seeing a nice play here, getting out of the tackle. Look at the maneuver, reversing field. Uh-oh.
Oh, look at that play.
What? And he goes all the way inside the 10 and gets taken out of bounds. Man, you talk about a play that was supposed to be 8 yards. It turned into 48 yards.
Seriously.
And here is really the play of the game. And on late in the fourth, on 3rd and long, it is
great
incomplete.
Stop.
The stop. They get the ball back with 3:32, down by 2 points. And you're seeing here they need to get in field goal range, or they're going to be punting it. But then when they get the football, they go right down the length of the field and get you an opportunity to kick it a great field goal.
Yeah, but check out this return. This gives Westfield great field position. Is that Win Hoots? Man, he was a playmaker all night. Look at him go. Just dragging Calvary defenders. I tell you, this is a playmaker for Westfield School, and Brock Johnson had such an incredible game for the Hornets.
Our highlights here, courtesy, and we want to appreciate all those who sent out highlights and help us out all year long with the Mallory and Evans Team of the Week. And they end up winning that game 24-23 on a last-second field goal with 9 seconds left. Congratulations to the Westfield Hornets.
Yeah.
We were able to get them. All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back from break, we'll have more here on the High School Scoreboard Show presented by the bank. Welcome back, everyone, here to the GIAA Scoreboard Show, presented by the Beck Center. And without further ado, we're going to bring him on right now. He is the head coach of Deerfield Windsor, Coach Jake McCray. Congratulations on a fantastic win against Valwood.
He's muted on his end.
Coach, you're muted on your end. If you don't mind unmuting yourself.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
There we go. We got you now. There you are, Coach.
Hey, man, on the bus ride home, I can hear you guys barely, so I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you, Coach. First things first, what did that win mean to you and your program? Undefeated, defending champions, taking down the team you beat last year in the state championship, and a last-second thriller. What a performance by your team.
Well, man, these guys never quit fighting, and in my 6th season here, this is our first region championship. So we've gone to state twice, but neither of those years we won region. So this meant a little bit more than just an average game. This was the region championship tonight, and down by 6 with 9 minutes left in the game, we put together a game-winning drive. Seals to Gabe Daniel on 4th and 4, threw it over the top, and scored a touchdown with about a minute and a half left.
Coach, talk about your quarterback, Lane Seals, who, by the way, he leads the GIAA in passing yardage. He's almost at 2,000 yards. He's got a pretty good weapon. Gabe Daniels, who leads the GIAA with almost 800 yards. Talk about just that 1-2 combination of Seals and Daniels and just being on the same page and just playing pitch and catch out there. That's a pretty good thing to have for the Deerfield offense.
I've coached a lot of good players, and I can tell you right now, these two guys are elite. They are, I don't care what league we're in or who we're playing. If they were at a lot of these other schools, Kirby would be landing helicopters on the field to get them. I'm so proud of these guys. They just punch the time clock, bring their lunch pail, and they just show up every time.
No doubt about it, Coach. Now you are a game away from finishing up the regular season. What do you need to tell your team to finish out strong, undefeated, as you head into that playoff stretch to try to go back-to-back?
Well, undefeated is a bonus. It is what it is. If you're doing the right things and you're making sure that you're taking care of the fundamentals and not making mistakes, undefeated just comes along with it, right? So now it's about us. It's about making sure that we ride this momentum a little bit and understand that everybody's still gunning for us. So we're going to get everybody's best game going forward.
Coach, you talk about the 3A competition. There's a lot of great teams. When it's all said and done, when you got to put yourself up there with the team that you beat tonight, which was a rematch of the state championship, but you also have John Millage, you've got Westfield School, you've got Tift Area. I mean, you've got some talented teams. What are you looking forward to most about making it into the 3A playoffs, and what are the chances that you'll be able to get some home games and try to get to Macon this year to defend your title?
Well, I hope we get some home games. We got a tough McClay team coming in Friday. And, they beat Valwood by a point, too. So that team beat us last year, and it kind of spurred us on going into the playoffs. But we're going to try not to let that happen again. Very, very competitive 3A class again. And, Westfield's your team of the week. I was here, and they're very deserving of it. They're a heck of a football team. Village seems to have gotten back to the prominence that they're used to being in. And Valwood, nobody deserved to lose that game tonight. Valwood showed up and played an incredible game. So there's a good chance, we see them again sometime. So you just have to keep getting better every day. Don't take anything for granted, and understand that there's no easy ones left.
All right, Coach. Great job on the wins here tonight. And we look forward to seeing you finishing out this playoff stretch. But I do want you to have an opportunity to talk about your coaching staff. Shout out some the offensive line and some of the key guys that got your victory over Valwood, our game of the week this week.
Thank you, fellas. I got a great staff, and I appreciate all you do a really good job.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate you so much. Congratulations again, and we'll see you soon. And that is Coach Jake McRae. We appreciate him coming on the bus, riding back after going on the road to Valwood and picking up a massive win. All right, let's now throw the graphic up and let's do some scores. I mean, y'all been sitting here waiting like, when are we going to see the scores? We're going to get to them right now, as that was our game of the week. Again, Valwood and Deerfield-Windsor, that's our first score. Deerfield-Windsor wins 21-20 over Valwood, the number 3 team. 2 versus 3, and number 2 goes on the road and wins. They're 9-0 on the season, Richard. What a win for the Deerfield-Windsor Knights.
Yeah, the defending 3A champions getting the win over the team that they beat in the 3A championship last season. And Valwood is still a very strong team. I mean, they've had some losses, but I think that Deerfield could end up seeing them back in the playoffs, possibly in the semifinals. But it's very top-heavy in 3A, and so the margin of error is very slim, especially if you want to host multiple home playoff games. And also, right now, John Millage is ranked number 1. Does this win by Deerfield-Windsor, does it catapult them above John Millage? They're still undefeated. John Millage has got the 1 loss. That was to Athens Academy. Can Deerfield-Windsor get up in the rankings? I'm very curious to see how those rankings are going to be next week.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make a change, and John Millage is so far above everyone else right now because they have been absolutely sensational to start this season. All right, first score is Mount Bethel Christian Academy took down Dominion Christian 43-13. Mount Bethel goes to 7-1 on the season. Another score, Southwest Georgia takes down Trinity Christian 48-0. Southwest Georgia, the defending state runner-up in 2A, goes to 6-3 on the year. Trinity Christian to 5-4.
Yeah, great win for the team out of Damascus that were the runners-up that likes to run that triple option. They rarely throw the football. They are just a old school, just run the football, and so they took care of business against Trinity Christian out of Dublin.
Another team that loves running the football is Bullock Academy, defending champion. They took down St. Andrews 45-6. The Gators go to 7-2 on the season. Great win by them. How about Brentwood, the number 1 team, the Fighting Adam Lords? That's what we call them every single week. And the Brentwood team goes to 8-1. They dominate Augusta Prep 46-16. So Bullock gets a win. Brentwood gets a win. Same old from both those elite teams.
Yeah, the defending 2A champions, Brentwood, looking really good against an Augusta Prep team. And it just goes to show that when it comes to the top teams in 2A, right now Brentwood is going to stay at number 1, and they're going to be hosting multiple home playoff games. And I expect Brentwood to defend their title and make it to Macon.
How about Pacelli taking down Turner County at GHSA School 21-6. They go to 4-5 on the season, trying to stay within the playoffs. In Coach Smitty Grider's first season, congratulations on their big win. How about Bethlehem Christian, another 4A school? They take down P-Bop 17-7 on the road. Great win by Bethlehem Christian. They go again 7-2 right now. Bethlehem Christian would not have to play in that first round. Good win by Bethlehem Christian, and of course Pacelli.
Yeah, Bethlehem Christian gets a bye. There's a very dangerous team in 4A. Pacelli goes to 4-5, very strong at home, and they have Westfield School next week. It looks like Pacelli's going to make the playoffs, but they use the running backs of Cam Carino and DJ Colvin to try to get that ground and pounded. You really got to give credit to Turner County, which is a much smaller GHSA school out of Ashburn. They didn't have a whole lot of games they played this year. I think that they've got a very small school, and they were able to make that trip to Columbus, Georgia, and take on a very strong Pacelli team. So good wins by Bethlehem and Pacelli.
There's 2 undefeated teams left in the association. One of them is Deerfield Windsor. The other, George Walton. 9-0 are the Bulldogs. They beat Riverside Military Prep 43-13. That's Riverside Military Academy, excuse me. And they win that 43-13. Big win by them. How about another big-time game this week? 3A Westfield taking on 4A Brookstone, 2 top 4 teams in each of the respective classifications, and Brookstone loses 17-7. Westfield has now beaten FPD and Brookstone from the 4A classification. Also Calvary, and they got Pacelli next week. Westfield 7-2 are the Hornets on the season, and Tift area takes down Brookwood 41-0. Tift area Academy goes to 3-5 on the year.
Yeah, what a win for Westfield. And I think Win Hoots is the best receiver in the GIAA. I mean, he is just incredible. He was just electric. Brock Johnson just continue passing the football. And what Westfield School has done has been so impressive. To have a 3A school beat all these 4A teams, that is really something that speaks high of what Westfield School is trying to do.
Frederica and Pinewood in a battle, and Frederica wins this one 28-14. Great job by Frederica. They go to 6-3 on the year. Pinewood 4-5. The number 2 team in 2A, Southland, goes down to the number 2 team in 1A, Robert Toombs. 4-5 Robert Toombs at home, 27-21. Kind of an upset over Southland. And then Richard Stratford, the number 1 team in 4A, they are doing what they normally do, which is having the leading rusher in the entire association dominate, and they win 49-3 over Mount DeSales to go to 7-2 on the year.
Yeah, Stratford Academy is doing Stratford things. So they have the leading rusher in all of the GIAA with Tyler Stevens. He has almost 1,300 yards this season. And when you have a rusher like Tyler Stevens, you can control games and eat up a lot of clock. And they took down a Mount DeSales team and dominated them there in the Battle of Macon. And I think Stratford's going to remain the number 1 team in the GIAA. They still have to play, I believe on their schedule, they have Calvary Christian. And I want to see if they got another team. But yeah, Stratford still going to be number 1. I believe. What a win against Mount DeSales.
Let's go to some 8-man football, Richard, and Westwood, and they finish up the season 7-3. They get a win 38-8 over Grace Christian. Great job by Westwood Wildcats. How about Windsor Academy takes down Central Fellowship 16-14 in what was a minor upset. And then, of course, Vidalia Heritage takes down Citizens Christian. Vidalia Heritage dominant.
Wow.
Over
Look at that
Citizens
score.
Christian, 64-20. Vidalia Heritage 7-1 on the year. Citizens Christian finishes their regular season at 7-3. So great year by them. And then we'll go over back to 3A. Athens Christian needed this win, and they didn't get it. And because they're trying to catch up with Pacelli, Calvary, and Loganville Christian. Lakeview takes down Athens Christian at Athens Christian 28-12. And Lakeview finishes 5-4. It goes to 5-4 in the season. Athens Christian goes to 4-5, Richard. And then in 4A, Strong Rock, trying to keep up with the Joneses, they go to 6-3. How about Strong Rock, man? 31-7 over Calvary. Calvary, that is 4 consecutive games they've lost. And I still think they have a chance to stay in the playoffs, especially with Athens Christian losing tonight. But big win by Strong Rock.
This is a very tough region. Strong Rock is going to make the playoffs. You got Calvary, Brookstone, Pacelli, and Westfield School all in this region that are going to make the playoffs. What a win for Strong Rock. I mean, this was a 7-7 ball game in the first quarter. Calvary came out strong on their first drive, going on the road in Locust Grove, taking on a very tough Strong Rock team, which, by the way, these two teams are meeting in the softball championship tomorrow. So I was talking to some of the Strong Rock fans that were here at South Commons, and they said they were looking forward to watching that game somehow, but they weren't going to travel back to Locust Grove to see the football team tonight. But, yeah, a big win for Strong Rock, and I think that they have set themselves up for success. They do have a tough game, though. They play Brookstone. That's going to be a very tough game as Strong Rock tries to make the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. So can't wait for that next week. Westminster Christian Academy beats Covenant Academy 39-18 in 8-man football. Westminster Christian Academy goes to third to 7-2 on the year. John Millage 8-1, 52-7 dominant win over Tatnall Square Academy. So good win for John Millage. They are one win away from, I think, finishing as the number one overall team head in the regular season in the association. And Monsignor Donovan takes down John Hancock 68-0. Those are some of the scores that we have around the association, man. And it was another great Friday night for sure here in the GIAA.
A lot of scores. Another score I want to bring up. How about the Flint River Academy Wildcats as they defeat Heritage 53-38? And these two teams have kind of close ties to the local area just outside of the what's called the Chattahoochee Valley. Flint River is out of Woodbury. It's kind of between the Columbus area and Atlanta, kind of in between. And then Heritage is out of Noonan. So this is a team. Flint River, we know they dropped down to 3. They're ranked 3rd in the latest rankings. They were number 1. Maybe getting a win over a 2A school at Heritage is going to maybe impress the committee, and Flint River could, regardless, all 4 teams in 1A are going to make the playoffs. So it's whether or not Flint River is going to be hosting a playoff game or having to go on the road. And Heritage, they're a young team, just having a tough season. They have a brand new coach, Levi Dunn, who he's just trying to build a foundation, and Heritage is on the outskirts of trying to make the playoffs in 2A.
Next week, we're looking at around the association, some of the top games. Strong Rock and Brookstone looks like could be a fun one for next week. Westfield and Pacelli could be another good one. Maclay and Deerfield Windsor. Maclay outside of the GIAA,
Tallahassee, Florida.
So they're playing a team from Florida. That's going to be big time. And the Deerfield Windsor is trying to finish the season undefeated. Brentwood goes on the road and taking Gatewood. So we got some big games next week. Remember, next Friday is the last day of the regular season because October 31st, we start playoffs. Can you believe that? So don't forget, next Wednesday, Inside the GIAA will be back here on GIAA.tv. And tomorrow, this is the biggest thing, GIAA Softball State Championships on GIAA.tv, $29.99 to watch 4 state championship matches starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, 12, 2, and 4. We're going to get all the action on GIAA.tv. Go and watch, enjoy it, and have fun on the rest of your weekend. We'll see you next time on the High School Scoreboard Show on next Friday night and next Wednesday on Inside the GIAA. From Richard Aldridge, I'm Thurp Barron saying thank you so much. We'll see you next time.